Mo Salah, arguably Liverpool's best ever Premier League player. I mean, there's a debate now with him and Gerrard. You know, it's happening. I mean, I still will always go to Gerrard, but Mo Salah has now agreed a 2-year deal.
This is the problem.
What?
This is the problem. You've just bought into the problem of life, the problem of society.
What have I done?
Everything's best now. It's not. Mohamed Salah's an amazing.
He's been there
player.
8 seasons, and he's had 8 great seasons. He's not had a dip in 8 seasons.
Listen,
I'm just trying to say. Okay, is he Liverpool's second greatest ever Premier League
You can have a debate around that. You can certainly have a debate.
Gerrard. I said it's Gerrard. I just said. What did I say?
Whatever metric you want to use, right? And don't get me wrong, I think that Mohamed Salah is sensational. I think that
Well, there's a metric where he beats Gerrard. Obviously. Goals and assists,
no.
European goals, Premier League goals. There's a metric.
Not
the eye test.
Not if you use your own mince pies. if you use your own eyes and you were around to watch the brilliance of Steven Gerrard and Mohamed Salah are 2 of Liverpool's greatest ever players, no doubt.
Yeah,
but it's Gerrard.
Okay, and Gerrard arguably played in a worse team, didn't he?
Well, of course. Yeah. He played for he played in a worse team, 4 worse managers. Yeah. So surrounded often with incompetence in that Liverpool team.
So are you of the thinking then that there's no way he can catch Gerrard?
Salah?
Yeah. No, in terms of there's no way he can eclipse Gerrard. Like if Liverpool going to win the league, right? If he wins another one, a Champions League, there's no way he eclipses Gerrard if he's the star man, because he's the star man now.
I don't think he's ever a better player than Gerrard. No.
Not a player. See, I know what you're doing. You're on the eye, aren't you? You're doing the eye test
because Salah has got more silverware, so the legacy is stronger. I think you could easily argue now that Mohamed Salah is in he's in an all-time Liverpool 11. I actually believe now he's signed this contract that he will say this. I don't think that this will be in the news. I don't think he'll say it publicly, but I think he will say to the people that love him. Yeah. I think he'll be eyeing up Ian Rush's record. Oh. I think he'll be eyeing that up, and maybe if he were to reach Ian Rush's insurmountable record, as I once saw it, maybe then you could argue it. But I don't think that there is anything that Mohamed Salah could do to make him more of a legacy Liverpool player for me than Steven Gerrard.
Can we quickly find out how far away he is from Alan Shearer? The numbers, the exact number from Premier League goals from Alan Shearer.
I can't get that.
I just want to find out what it is.
Can't get that.
Huh?
That would be virtually impossible.
I think he's about 60 Premier League goals away. I think.
Right. We'll find out the exact numbers.
So look, 2-year deal keeps him at Liverpool for another 2 seasons. So it'll be 10 seasons at the club, which is incredible. It was always going to be those 2 out of the 3, right? Obviously, the 3 I'm talking about: Virgil, Trent, and Salah. I actually think Virgil and Salah has been done for a while.
Liverpool have won. Liverpool have won. You know, when it was a debate around the 3, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, what's going to happen? The 3, it's a disaster from Liverpool boardroom level. For it to come to this, how's this going to resolve? I feel like it's resolved perfectly. In the best way that it could resolve, it's resolved. If Liverpool had to keep one, I think the one that you had to keep,
Virgil,
I would have said Salah. If you had to keep there's only a Rizzler paper in it. Yeah. There's a Rizzler paper in it, but I would have said Salah.
Why?
Salah is the. I believe that Salah's the jewel in the crown.
Without Salah, I think Liverpool could never cope without Virgil at the back.
I disagree.
I think it would all crumble at the back without Virgil.
Potentially, but I also believe that Mohamed Salah is the jewel in the crown of the Liverpool team, and I think that he is. I think goals are worth their weight in gold.
This is a funny text because I feel like we've been reading these. Like you could almost copy and paste this text from his very first season. Mo Salah won't have a season like this again. He'll probably have 2 decent seasons. Think it'll be tougher as other teams figure out slot and other teams won't be as poor next year. Why is that? Everyone says that about Salah. Like there's almost going to be this drop off that never really happens.
No, but this is the interesting thing here is that Mohamed Salah is having currently the season of his life. So everybody thinks about that first season when he arrived, the goals at Vicarage Road and all
44 that. 44 in all competitions.
Yeah, he's going to match that season now. The season that he's having now is comparable to that season that Erling Haaland was having a couple of seasons ago.
Crazy.
So that's how good he is. So I don't believe that there's any reason to suggest that he's going to fall off. I don't think that it's coming. I don't think there's an inevitability. And I don't think you can present that opinion as fact. You can't go, well, he is going to fall off.
Because there's no proof of that in 8 seasons. 76 goals behind Alan Shearer.
Yeah, he's not getting 76.
He's not getting 77, is he?
No. Yeah. But I do believe that he could eye up the Ian Rush record, which on some level, as a Liverpool icon, it's kind of more important on some level. If you view life through the lens of Liverpool, if you're a Liverpool diehard and your priority in life is to be maybe Liverpool's greatest ever player, the Premier League record is a little bit insignificant. The Liverpool record is actually what you would be chasing, and I think it's now got to the case that if you were to do an all-time, I mean all time. Like,
you're
like Ian
talking
St. John,
60s,
Roger Hunt.
70s,
Yeah. Graham Souness.
Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah, absolute icons.
He's in it, obviously. Yeah, not obviously, but he's in it. He has to be in it.
I think Mohamed Salah is now in it, which it was impossible to break into that. When you think of the players that I just said.
Yeah, you think of what they won, the European trophies they won, the leagues they won.
They dominated a decade.
Yeah.
You know, they did dominate a decade. And then even when it wasn't going that well for Liverpool, like in my opinion, the best single season that I've ever seen maybe has been slightly equalised here by Erling Haaland. But that Luis Suarez season, was unlike anything I'd ever seen before in my life.
Yeah.
Do you remember he bit Ivanovic the previous season, towards the end of the previous season?
He missed the start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Missed the first 8 games of the season, I think, and then he won the Golden Boot.
Yeah. Just for the record, by the way, was it 46
for
47
Rush
behind Ian Rush?
See that
League
feels
goals,
slightly
47
obtainable.
League goals. That is obtainable.
That feels slightly
47
obtainable.
league goals. If you can stay fit, which he's proven to have done, apart from that little hamstring injury he had when he went away with
Mate,
Egypt.
imagine that. Imagine if he leaves Liverpool as their greatest ever goal scorer.
You know how rare this is from a foreign player to stay at a club for this long when you are wanted all over the world.
Yeah.
So it's quite rare to see what Mo Salah is doing, because normally you get 2 or 3 seasons. You mentioned Suarez. As soon as he got to a certain level, gone. Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? Normally you get 3 or 4. Even Ronaldo, obviously Real Madrid, you do go. And there's no doubt that Salah's not been wanted by all these clubs. So it's quite rare. I do wonder this kind of love relationship he has with Liverpool, that he's decided to stay, because there was a time when out of that front 3, and I'm talking Mane, Firmino, Salah, you would have said that Mane would stay. He would be the one that stays and maybe Salah goes.
I think that people have rewritten history a little bit around that front 3. There was a time, don't get me wrong, there was a time, maybe a season, maybe a period of a season
where Mane was
where
better,
Mane shone, burned brighter. But the jewel in the crown of Liverpool since Mohamed Salah arrived has been Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah is undoubtedly Liverpool's player of this golden generation of Liverpool. You know, this version of Liverpool where they've run so hard against Manchester City, they've won European Cups, they've nearly won European Cups.
He's the guy.
Yeah, and do you know what I think they've demonstrated? And I think that he would be the personality to do this. The personification of this skill set, I think, is Salah. The word I'll use here is resilience. Remember, they went all the way with Manchester City in the Premier League. Yeah. They went to 97 points, a record, and they didn't win the league. And what did they do the following season?
Won it.
Straight away. They won it the earliest it's ever been won. They just bounced back and won it, wallop. They went all the way to a Champions League final. They went to Kiev, Dua Lipa and all of that, and they got done. What happened the following season? Resilient. Again, they bounced back, they win it, they beat Tottenham in Madrid. I think that the reason that they've been so resilient, look, of course it's Klopp, of course it's Henderson, of course there's many reasons. But it's Salah.
Yeah, he's always been the star man, isn't he? Even that time, you're right, when Virgil was out, it was Salah. Even when Liverpool dropped off, it was Salah. Let's hear from the manager, Arne Slot. Obviously, look, he knew about this deal a long time ago, but this is what he's had to say about Salah signing extension at the club.
Happy, of course. He's shown at this club for so many years in a row now how much of value he has for the team, for the club. So I assume all our fans and his teammates, we're very happy that he extended for 2 more years. And hopefully, he can show Sunday again how important he has been for the whole season to us.
What do you think this means in terms of the conversations that Salah would have had with the hierarchy, with Slot, about, okay, are we bringing in players, right? Because he's that type of person now where he can ask those questions,
he's allowed
right?
to ask those.
Yeah. Are we bringing in players? Like, what's going to happen at the club? Are we going to spend money? Bear in mind, they spent nothing apart from signing Chiesa in the summer. Surely he's been told all positive stuff in order to sign it. It can't just be a case of 400 grand a week, because he would have got that quite comfortably at Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he must know that something is going to happen. And FSG, I think people often see FSG as being frugal, which to a degree they are, but they also spend where necessary. They spend when the opportunity arises. And if you think that what Arne Slot has done, he's come in, he's won the league at a canter, he's done it without spending any money, and now they have an opportunity to, they're champions, and they can go and they can splash their cash as champions.
That first text I read out about Salah where someone said he's going to have a dip. I think this is the same person said in 8 seasons, he's had 2 of these types of seasons, i.e. very good ones. The rest have been good, but not good. So statistically speaking, he's likely to have seasons like the other 6. This is he's good, but not so good seasons. Obviously, the first one, 44 goals in all competition. 27, 23, 31, 30, 30, 25, 32.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Yeah, what's the off-season?
What's the off-season here we're talking about?
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
I don't get it. But you know what this taps into? There is something quite interesting here. I don't know if it's like human psyche or whatever, but there is something, and I don't quite understand it. I don't know if it's because of the aesthetics, but people don't buy into the brilliance of Salah in the way that they have done other players.
I get that.
And I don't understand it, because I do. I think Salah is a true great at the Premier League. But I don't think that people see it that way. I don't think that he's seen as being the icon of
He's not
other
as
players.
like majestical as Hazard, has he?
No.
You know when Hazard just glides through people, Salah doesn't necessarily
it's
do
more, that. It's less beautiful. It's as effective.
Robust.
It's more effective.
It's robust. It's very much, we were talking about this before the show, but very much in the Suarez and Tevez mould.
Rather than
through.
Rather than the ease and the fluidity of other players.
And I think that's probably what it is.
But it's funny, isn't it? The off-season that we're talking about. What off-season? Geezer's been electrifying ever since he landed in the Premier League. Literally minute 1 at Vicarage Road.
Yeah, and it's been, this is a whole new rebuild front three that he's having to work with, a new manager he's having to work with, and he's gone bang.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.